Welcome to the classroom. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Generally speaking, most businesses have little influence over which factors will determine their prices. You went over some of these when we spoke about pestle. So all that they have left to them is strategy, which they could use to help determine the final price. Woolworths South Africa is extremely brilliant at using this technique. It is used to give the impression that an item is either more expensive or cheaper than it really is, all in the effort of having customers create the desired mental image of a certain quality in a product. So we all know about the COVID situation, and in this COVID situation, Checkers has proven to be a dominant player in the retail industry. Now, Woolworths South Africa is trying to compete with Checkers, and I cannot help but wonder if the initial strategy which they used could be either impeding on them making gains in this retail space or helping them. Because everywhere I go, people have this image of Woolworths where they may believe that certain products are more expensive than what they actually are, where generally speaking, some products that Spar will sell are more expensive than some products that you would find at Woolworths. But it remains to be seen. What is your opinion on this? If you want to create an impression of really cheap and must move fast, you would likely consider this strategy. You would see prices such as 39 Rand 70 cents, 19 Rand 99. This strategy works really well, and it can sometimes be referred to as a promotional pricing strategy. I remember when I was a little bit younger, and after midnight, you would find these infomercials advertising all manners of products, and in those infomercials you would see products that are new products or products that have to be moved really fast, and every 15-10 minutes the price would change, and they would use prices such as 39 Rand 70 or 19 Rand 99. With bait pricing, the price is intentionally set low to attract customers into the store. It is normally considered unethical. Penetration pricing, on the other hand, is when the price is set lower than that of the competition to attract customers. But as time goes by and the price starts increasing, there is a hope that the customers will stay loyal. In the early 2000s, the informal traders that we so affectionately have grown to call Abo my friend used these strategies exceptionally well. In a lot of local communities, the retail industry was populated by a whole lot of individually trading locals. A tuck shop here, a tuck shop there, and it was a whole community thing where we knew that that type of person has a tuck shop and they have been running it for years. And then Abo my friend came in, and their prices for everything was set really low, so low in fact that all the other competitors in the industry could not compete, and they were forced to shut down. If you go to any community today and you are looking for a local trader who is not foreign, you will have a hard time doing this. A lot of movements have recently been sprouting up where a lot of locals are saying that The informal tuck shop trading business is worth billions to the South African economy. And a lot of enterprising entrepreneurs, like my friend Thokozani Zuma, are starting to have what they call tuck shop stokvels, where they get a whole lot of locals who will band together and put their money together to try negotiate bigger and better discounts with wholesalers, so that they could also try to get a foot back in to businesses which their parents ran to successfully put them through school and everything else. I support these initiatives, and the reason why is because right now, in a COVID decimated economy, living in South Africa has become exceptionally hard, and the one for sure surefire way to make it in South Africa is to be an entrepreneur. The biggest challenge to accessing many businesses in South Africa are the barriers which are set up by existing dominant businesses that make it very difficult to have competition with them. This strategy is used for the introduction of new and innovative new products. There are many reasons for this policy, the biggest of which would be the psychological effect on customers who have a strong desire to always be the first. There is a group of people who are called Apple fanboys. Apple used this strategy successfully so, and has continuously been using the strategy to get their fanboys to continuously buy their products. Because let's be honest, what really is the difference between a high-end Apple phone and a high-end Android, any brand phone? Now let's think your Huawei's or your Samsungs, or those fancy phones of this world. The only difference in most instances is just the price. Based on all these different pricing strategies, it should be clear by now that the price will not remain stable. There are different factors which will always influence the pricing policies of any business. Some of these factors may include changes in consumer tastes and habits, changes in consumer income, changes in production costs and time, and competitors' pricing strategies. So as a business person, you always have to keep your eyes open to the horizon to know what is happening, when it's happening, and how it will happen. It's all part of this game that we call marketing. The product must get to the final customer. However, there is quite the tightrope that must be balanced on. Too many intermediaries could push up the price, and too few may mean that some of your customers will not have access to your product. When deciding on the best distribution channel, the business should keep the following in mind. The type of product that you are selling. Are you selling perishable goods, or are you selling highly technical products? They, as you would imagine, would need to be handled differently. The location of your customers is another factor. Where are your customers? And do you have the sales network to reach any or all of them? I like network marketed products like Avon and Tupperware. The sellers are everywhere, but the physical stores are not so well distributed. However, these brands are so powerful that they are global brands. One could actually argue, and argue well, that The input costs that goes towards distributing these products could be very low. There's hardly any marketing, and there's hardly any salaries that one must consider. The only people that have to consider those salaries are the people who are part of the marketing network. Another factor is, when do people generally buy your product? Is it a seasonal buy? Is your product a grudge purchase, or is it a spur of the moment decision purchase? The timing of when your product will be bought is really important. How is your competition reaching its target market? What mistakes are they making? What are they doing right? Looking at your competition could help give you clues as to how to get your product to your customers efficiently. And somebody said that copying was wrong.
Advertising is everywhere. In what you read, what you watch, what you eat, what you wear. They're in the sky, they're on the ground, they're in the water. Our economy thrives on you buying more and more and more, even though you don't need any more. And, oh yeah, you're in debt. The goal of advertising is simple: get you to buy a product, to make you say, yes, I want this, I need this, my life will be better with this retro cowbell dispenser, but a mason jar too. That is adorable. This is the mug that won't fall over. Watch this. It fell. We wanted to learn how advertisers capture our attention and get us to buy stuff we don't even really need. So we turned to Jonas Sachs, an advertising executive and co-founder of Free Range Studios, to explain a few ways brands get into our heads. How do ads tell us who we are, or tell us who we should be?
We see 3,500 of them a day. And the majority of them basically tell us you suck, and if you don't buy this product, you're not going to be rich enough, smart enough, hot enough. And so we walk around being told 3,500 times a day how deficient and lame we are.
Are there any ads that have stuck out in your mind?
The number one most shared advertisement on YouTube of all time is that Dove Real Beauty Sketches ad. They make the Real Beauty Sketches. It's all about how women are so much more beautiful than they think they are through this stunt with a police artist who's sketching them.
Tell me about your hair.
They make a picture of what they think they look like versus what a stranger thinks.
Kind of have a fat, rounder face.
People are saying, listen, they're reaching hundreds of millions of people with a positive message about beauty. People want to share it because they say, oh, those are my values, that's my idea. And then you start buying the soap because you share those values.
Baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody.
So this is one of those classic shop therapy ads. That, you know, parenthood is hard, drinking Coke is easy. You need to speak to people on the level of identity, you need to speak to people on the level of emotion. There are millions of people who are gonna sit there and be like, yeah, that's my truth, that's it, it's totally me. Thanks, Coke.
Why use Beckham?
Advertisements tell you not that this product does this thing, it's that people like this use this product. If you want to be like these kind of people, use this product and you're instantly one of them. So, you know, we all want heroes in our lives and we want to know how to be more like those heroes. And, you know, watching sports and watching movies that these guys are in, we don't necessarily know how to be more like them, but advertisements tell us how to be.
Are you up for whatever? Don't answer. Grab a Bud Light and show it. Try new things. Make new friends.
I mean, it's all just crafted around creating a gap. You know, you don't have enough, you don't have what's right. It's not necessarily even that the audiences are sitting at home and saying, oh man, I need to spend more time in the club. It's like they're saying everybody else is in the club and why aren't you there?
So advertising is just a constant fear of missing out.
There's a huge amount of that.
Wow, advertisers are like crappy friends. They make us feel needy, ugly, and uncool, but we keep them around anyway. This is a beautiful moment. Sure could use a Coke.
To market your product successfully, you must have great communications systems in place with your customers and with your distribution channels. With your communication, your aims are to inform and to persuade. The elements available to you as the business owner to communicate your message may include sales promotion. The aim of this element is to get the customer to try the product, and this may be done through price discounts, free samples, competitions, and point of sale displays. Personal selling. Earlier on, I touched on Avon and other products which use personal selling. This element works. However, it can be expensive, and in certain instances, the business may lose control of the overall message. Keep in mind that it is way cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one. So, follow up with your customers. They may tell you where you may be going right or wrong. Publicity can be more credible than advertising because it is in most cases not paid for. This, however, means that the business may not have full control over the message. This is why there has to be a public relations department. Internal publicity refers to the display of goods and the appearance of the shop and its employees. You have probably seen this in action at your nearest retail. Advertising. This refers to all the paid for and non-personal communication on whatever medium which would best suit your needs. The AIDA technique, AIDA, says that advertising must A. Attract the attention of your customers, arouse a desire in customers to own your product, create the desire to buy the product, and push the customers towards making a decision, action. After all has been said and done, it is important to evaluate whether the campaign was a success. In doing this, you will then know what has worked and may then work again, or what has not worked and now needs to be discarded.
Thank you for joining us in part 2. Please subscribe, share, and like, and don't forget to turn on our post notifications.